Hi Capricorn, welcome to Tarot-blee Accurate. This is your first time tuning in, welcome. I hope you come back. I hope you become a subscriber. If this is not your first time, thanks so much for coming back. I appreciate all your likes, your shares, your subscribe, your comments, all of that. It's really wonderful and it's the reason why I do these. So this is your general reading for May 15th through June 15th. And this could be for your sun, moon, or rising. So one thing I want to mention is I'm doing these a little bit different than I have been in the past. The reason being, I'm taking out the health section just because I feel like it's a little bit redundant and quite obvious, really. Everybody kind of knows what to do with their health. And then the other thing is that week-to-week breakdown that we do at the end, I'm taking out as well because I'm giving you the monthly reading. We have the daily cards on Facebook. And then the other thing is, we do the monthly love reading, and then I usually do a reading or so in between. So it just becomes a lot that I've been doing on here, and it takes a little bit of time away from other things in my personal life and my ability to get private readings out in a timely fashion. I usually get those out within 24 hours, but I like to get to them the second that you ask me for them, just because when you need the help, you want it right away, right? So, okay, as I'm sitting here shuffling, there's just a few things that came out, and so I'm going to take this as general. Sorry, dropped one on the floor. Let's see what's going on here and why this is popping out for Capricorns. Now, as I said, this is a general reading, so remember that. Some things may resonate for you, some things may not. So, Ace of Swords. This can be new ideas. This can be new ways of thinking. This can be new ways of doing things. But it's definitely a new perspective. And the reason why you're taking on this new perspective is because of past pain, past hurts. Maybe you've established boundaries. Maybe you've realized what you will tolerate and what you will not, and you've made a change because of that. Now, you might be feeling a bit discouraged. You might be feeling pessimistic, like what you want is not achievable, not attainable. And that's unfortunate because you're better off really feeling things. You've been a little logically minded, and it's time to use your heart in the way that you think about things and really come from a place of emotion. The reason being is you may find your soulmate this month if you haven't already. If you have already, you may be connecting on a deeper level. So that's that. And maybe that was a special message for one person or for a handful of you, but that's just coming out of the deck before we get started. So now we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to start with career for Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. Now, if you are concerned about your career specifically or your finances, which is also coming up here in the reading, you might want to watch your rising sign. And the reason being is because that usually pertains to career and how other people perceive you. And then the other thing is if you are watching for love, you might want to watch your moon sign because that is closely tied to your emotional state. Now, in regards to career, we have the Two of Cups, which is interesting because that can play out a couple different ways. Now, you could meet a mate through your work. You could meet, you could start like an inner work romance kind of thing. But you might also just form new friendships, new bonds, new partnerships. If you were considering going into business, you might find a business partner or investor this month, which is really good news for you. What else is going on with career? We've got the Knight of Swords. So this might be someone coming towards you, urging you to take action, coming to you with fresh new ideas that are worthwhile. So if anybody approaches you, you might want to hear them out. especially May 15th through June 15th. What else do we have for career? The King of Wands and the Sun in reverse. So here's the struggle with that, is if somebody is coming to you with a new idea or a pitch, right? You might be like, well, that's not my idea. That's not the way I was thinking about doing things. I don't know if I like that or not. But if you are to really hear them out and come up with a compromise to work as a team, as a partnership, within the workplace, that puts you in a really pretty position. That puts you in a position where later you can really express your creativity. You can be enthused. You can be excited about what you're doing. You'll be very stable. And people will look upon you in admiration. They'll say, wow, that person's, really great. That person has their stuff together. They know what they're doing. So really good things with career for you. Now, in regards to your money for May 15th through June 15th, what do we have going on? We have the Fool card with the Ten of Wands and Temperance in reverse, but it's hiding underneath it, the Three of Swords in reverse. So if it is tied to your career, maybe trying something new, following a different course, a different path, really embracing these new ideas that are coming to you, maybe through other people. And then it's putting those ideas to work, working really hard, and it might seem harder than maybe you want it to be. It might be one of those things where you're like, gosh, this is going to be difficult. But the good news is that it will work out well for you. It's nothing that is going to hurt you. You'll be thankful that you did it. And things might seem a little bit unbalanced in the meantime. You might be working so hard that it detracts from other areas of your life. But your advice on this is the Ace of Swords, but we need one more with that one. The World in reverse. And okay, so this makes more sense now. Your advice on that is that listening to other people and taking time to get to think things through to achieve clarity and not just diving into something without really thinking about it is the advice, because that will turn your world upside down. That will make you frustrated. But if you are able to really think logically, which it looks like you will be this month, but really more on the ideas of other people, not your own, okay? You'll achieve really great victory. And it's kind of like what I said with the career, where all of a sudden then you're sitting here on the throne and people are looking at you in admiration. The same thing here, just a different way of the tarot saying that. So in regards to money, you might have a little bit of struggle initially as the month starts. But by the end of this period, when you get to June 15th or so, everything should be paying off. Everything should be going very well for you. Now, in regards to your home life, what do we have? We have the King of Cups in reverse, the Page of Wands. I like that card. What else do we have? The Lovers. Okay, so as the month starts, you might be feeling a tad disconnected emotionally, and maybe it's because of all that hard work. Those things might go hand in hand, because I did say that, with that Temperance card in reverse, that your emotional life might not be getting as much attention when you're work focused. But you won't be selfish necessarily. People might see you that way, but it's more about just not having the time or the energy. But then new ideas come to light. You might be thinking about a vacation. You might be thinking of an adventure, fun activities, newness within your home life. So maybe shopping to get new furniture, curtains, things like that, styling things up, and then deeper connections at home. If you are partnered, You might find when you get towards June 15th, a lot more passion, a lot more sex, a lot more fun. But if you're not, within your home life, this could be with your friends that are close to you, your extended family. This could be a roommate. Just sort of receiving their admiration or you admiring them and bonding on a deeper level than before. And just having a really, really great time. So that's actually, you have pretty good cards. You do have a few challenges, but pretty good cards. Now, for those of you who are single, what do we have? We've got the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Justice card. Whoa! And then the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Cups in reverse, and what do we have? The Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay, so here's the deal. Some of you might be tempted to go back to past lovers. And that's because you just feel like, okay, so this is the card saying not really doing anything new this month. So if you're engaging at all, if you're going out and really dating and trying in your love life, it might be in order to set things right in a past relationship. Because you feel like, you know what, the investment that I have to put into learning all about somebody new or different is a lot. It takes time to get to know people and decide if you really like them or not. You already know what to expect with a past person. So then you sit here and you go, okay, is it worth all of the challenges in order to make this work again? But I think by the end of the month you realize they might not be the person that gives you happy ever after, everything that you wanted. But you still might not be entirely ready to shut the door on them. Now, if that's not the case, if you do not have a past lover popping up, if you're not reaching out to somebody from the past, or if you have entirely already let go of someone from the past, then we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse, and what else? The Queen of Cups. So, again, maybe just not entirely feeling up to it this month to put in emotional investment towards seeking something new. You're not really going after anybody and really pursuing them, but you are seeing yourself in a different perspective. You're seeing love from a different perspective, and you're seeing it from a way that is very stable. Do you see how this makes a number 4? 4 is all about stability. It really is. And so the Hanged Man is seeing something from a different perspective when he's this way. But when he's this way, his head's real on straight, isn't it? It's about being grounded in this specific scenario into like knowing what's real, being sturdy, and that gives you a lot of emotional fulfillment just to know that where you are isn't a bad place. Even though you're not out looking for love necessarily, offering love up to others, you're emotionally in a good spot. You really are. Now, for those of you who are single, what do we have going on? May 15th through June 15th, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Star, the Moon, the Hierophant in reverse, and the Six of Wands in reverse, and then the Five of Wands. So I feel like your partner might be trying real hard with you. I don't know if they're in the doghouse or what, or maybe I feel like some of them are. Some of them might not be, but some of them are. They will maybe make attempts to really spoil you, to literally give you the star and the moon. they might be taking you out fancy places, doing anything they can to impress you, to make you happy, buying you new outfits, taking you on dates. But for some reason, you're still upset. You're still looking at the scenario negatively. So it's, well, you're only doing these things to fix this. Not because you're actually a romantic giving person. You're doing this because you know I'm going to leave you otherwise, or something like that. That's kind of the attitude that's here. You're focused more on what you're sad about instead of what you're receiving and what's happy about it. Now, the thing is that this is not an unhealthy way to think about it necessarily, because you're coming from a place that is not only realistic, but it's like you know what you want. So you should be more positive, and I'm saying that because as I'm doing this reading, I'm looking at the clock and it's 11:11, and 11 is all about positive thinking and the law of attraction. Think positively so that things are positive. This card is all about, it's a little bit about wishes and, you know, being in a good balanced place in order to receive those things that you pray about, that you really want. But for some reason, there's some suspicion, you know? It's like, and I think that's where this energy is coming from. It's like, what is this person's motivation to all of a sudden, you know, extend all of this out to really spoil me? Like, what's going on behind the scenes maybe? Maybe you're not mad at them, but maybe you think that they're cheating and they're afraid they're going to get caught, so they're trying to distract you with all of this stuff. That could be it. There's some just distrust. Or maybe they have done something to betray you. Maybe they've lied to you, something like that. And so you're more focused on that than what they're giving to you in order to make up for something. All of this makes you feel very, I feel like your emotions, though, are valid. I don't feel like you're too emotional. I just have to say that. I don't know why, but it's just, that's really coming through. Like, how you feel is valid, okay? And so if you need to tell them that, that's fine. Things might not be going exactly the way that they usually go, the way that you had planned on them going, that sort of thing. You just don't feel like maybe, how do I put this? It's maybe that your relationship is not the way that you want it to be. That it's more about how other people perceive your relationship, though. That's more what you're concerned about, is how other people see it. And you two are just not communicating in order to grow this in the same direction. You're both going at the relationship and approaching it in different ways. So that's kind of an issue. So what's the advice with that? So stand here, know that things are stable, but really look out and say, is it worth the challenge to stay together, to get through this? Is this something that I want to do or not? That's your advice, is to really challenge yourself to think about those things. Oh boy. Now, generally, what is your advice for May 15th through June 15th for everyone? What's your general advice this month so that the negative parts of this reading become more positive or can be mitigated? We have the Ten of Swords, the Justice card, the Three of Pentacles. That's interesting. And the Hierophant. Okay. So, here's your advice. Any hurts that you have this month, they're not going to kill you, right? It's just more learning. There's a lesson in everything that happens, but you might really feel pained. Here's the thing, though. Justice will be served. So, specifically, for those of you who are in coupled relationships and somebody did you wrong, oh, you will make them pay, right? But just generally, this month for you is all about righting wrongs, about other people righting their wrongs to you. It's about things becoming balanced and fair. This is all about tradition and how things are supposed to be. This is about you putting your foot down and saying, no, 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 no. Wait a second. This is how things are going to be, and that's that. And just really sticking to it. That's how this goes. So that's your advice. If you'd like a personal reading, all of my contact information is below. But otherwise, until next time, see ya. Mwah.